gas tungsten arc welding, high frequency and touch start welding. This is a short video on the difference between high frequency and touch start. Most of your new machines that have any new technology, and it probably will have some type of high frequency, so that way you don't have to touch start. Usually we touch start if we have a stick only machine, which wouldn't actually have the high freq, but you can still use that constant current power source to TIG weld with. So just a quick run through. I'm going to go ahead and read through this. High frequency is a method for starting an arc in which the tungsten electrode does not touch the base metal. Rather, the electrode is held about 1/8 of an inch from the base metal, and when the remote is activated, shielding gas will begin to flow, and a high frequency charge will flow across and ionize the shielding gas. This creates a path for the electric arc to follow. This ionized gas kind of looks like a lightning bolt, like what you see here. So it's a picture of high frequency. The reason that that doesn't look like an arc is because they actually took the ground clamp off wherever they're going to weld. So that is just the high frequency itself. You would never see this prior to it arcing because it happens so fast. Literally, it jumps across and the arc follows. Okay, this is the preferred method for starting an arc in most cases, and then it's for use on transformer rectifiers. So you want to use DC high freq at the start, because you really only need the high freq to get the arc going, and then it doesn't need to be there. As for AC, we actually want to put it on continuous high frequency. So what's going on is that you have this AC sine wave here, okay, and here and here, and every 120 times per second that arc wants to go out. So here, this is one cycle between here and here. That's 60 hertz times 2, because you have a positive and a negative side down here. So you really have 120 direction changes. So no arc here. So what we do is we actually superimpose the high frequency in the background. So when the arc goes out briefly, the high frequency just reignites it every cycle change, okay, or actually direction change, so 120 times per second. We can go ahead and take a look at the touch start, also known as scratch start or tap start, is a method of starting the electric arc by touching the tungsten electrode to the base metal. So unlike here where we never touch it, here the actual tungsten has to come down. You can see it's coming down, touching the base metal, and just like you would for stick welding, you got to strike that arc. That's how you get the electrons to flow. Okay, it's for use with stick machines or any machine that doesn't actually have high frequency. But we also use it mainly because if we're going to do some TIG welding out in the field, we don't want more components. So we actually want to eliminate that remote control, because really you just need the power source, which is constant current, and then we want to eliminate that foot pedal. You're not going to be like pipe welding up in a scissor lift with a foot pedal. You just want to set your amperage to whatever it needs to be, and then you can go ahead and strike that arc by either rocking the cup off the base metal or tapping, or in a lot of cases you actually have this the tungsten just about 1/8 of an inch off the base metal, and then you use your filler rod to bridge the gap. Okay, the only problem is it is possible to contaminate the base metal. Overall, that's high frequency and touch start and the difference between them. One thing I do want to point out, I know on some of these new machines they're going to symbols rather than words or letters to abbreviate, but some of them actually will have like a little lightning bolt picture next to what looks like a little TIG torch, and then the other ones might, if they're going to have the option of a touch start, it looks like a down arrow, up arrow, just to let you know that that is a touch start. Alright, that's high frequency touch start.